Hey everyone, welcome to another episode of the Wake Up Call. I'm Dr. Jeff LeCure, and this, oh boy, I've been waiting months to do this one. So as you know, this is my 10-part series of Dr. Jeff's guide to healing, health, and happiness. And today we get to focus on step 3. Remember, step 1 was using food as medicine. Step 2 was get your butt in the gym at least 5 days a week, but even if it's one day, you're ahead of the game. Remember, the whole reason I'm doing this 10-part series is I want you to be in the top 1%. Trust me, it's a wonderful place to feel. It's a wonderful place to be. And today, I'm really excited to bring you step 3. And I'll tell you flat out, for some of you, it shouldn't be, but it's conceivable that it might. I don't want to say it's controversial because it's really not controversial, but I think it's going to cause you to do some deep soul searching, which is ironic because today's episode is finding your soulmate. That's right. Finding your soulmate. Soulmates live here. Man, what a place. What an absolute beautiful place. And here's what I've learned. As you know, I'm a shrink. I'm a marriage and family counselor. I work with teenagers. I do a lot of work with couples, a lot of work with individuals, a lot of work with people recovering from substance abuse, a lot of work with people battling body dysmorphia, a lot of people battling eating disorders, depression, anxiety. But one of my favorites, without fail, is helping couples. And before you could be a couple, you got to understand what it is you're looking for. And I hope today will help you find your soulmate. Now, the reason I say this might bum some of you out is I know for a fact some of you right now tuning in are in a relationship, but they're not your soulmate. They're not your notebook. They could be a great person. You actually may really care about them. However, for many of you, they're not your soulmate. And I want to talk to you about what it means to be with your soulmate. Because that's not hyperbole. That's not just words. That's an experience. That's a state of being. And what I have found, and I found it in my own clinical work, and I found it in my own personal life, is that without your soulmate, can you be happy? You can. You absolutely can be happy. But you're at 80%. I want you to remember that phrase. I want you to remember that statistic. Without your soulmate, can you be happy? Absolutely. You have passions in your life. You enjoy your career. Maybe you're a parent. You got a great social life. All those things that feed our soul. You have those. But if you don't have your soulmate, I'm telling you flat out, it is impossible to function at 100%. It's impossible. It is impossible to be in the top 1%. Remember, my whole purpose of Dr. Jeff's guide to health, happiness, and healing, I want you to be in the top 1%. Because remember, tomorrow is not guaranteed. An hour from now is not guaranteed. I want you to be in the top 1%. And to do that, you have to be with a soulmate. You have to. And I hope after today, if you are not with your soulmate, you really weigh out the factors and go, do I continue with this person? If you're currently single, I hope this presentation will help you find them. And I promise you, they're out there. I promise you. They're out there. I promise you that if you're healthy, if you have done your journey of health and happiness, somebody's out there looking for you. Keep that in mind. Never forget it. So what do I mean when I say you cannot be at 100%? We are wired. It's in our DNA as men and women to connect with somebody. Now, here's the myth. And again, some of you won't agree with this, and I'm okay with it. I'm not here to persuade you. I'm here to provide you with some information. You decide what you want to do with it. Your life. But I would love for you to be in the top 1%. A lot of people believe that true love lasts a lifetime. And I'm telling you, I wish it did. And in some cases, I think it does. But the more possible outcome is that you may have several true love experiences. But it may not be with the same person. As you evolve over time, you learn, you grow, you change, you become more confident. You have a distinction in what feeds your soul, what feeds your mind, what feeds your spirit, what feeds your heart. And sometimes the people that you once loved, you still care deeply about, but you recognize they're not your soulmate. They're not your notebook. And here's what I've learned. I used to believe we only had the opportunity to have one soulmate. I used to believe we used to have the opportunity to have one notebook. And for a lot of us, there's no question about it. For a lot of us, they do have one soulmate or one notebook. And some of you are currently in a relationship right now. You care about them. You care about her. You actually love them. But you think about somebody else. You think about lost love. You think about the regrets that you might have. That could be your soulmate. That could be your notebook. And for some of you tuning in, you haven't experienced yet your soulmate. You haven't experienced yet your notebook. I'm telling you, he or she's out there. You are out there for them. Part of the tips I'm going to give you today in finding your soulmate is some ways to increase the likelihood that you will do it. But I want to go back to the point that it is in our DNA, it is in our human construct to be in a loving, monogamous relationship with someone who fuels our fire, who we have this phenomenal chemistry and connection with. And if you don't have it, can you be happy? Yes. But are you completely happy? I'm telling you, no. And I don't want to hear the excuse makers, because there's a disturbing trend going on right now in dating, in relationships, which is this defeatist attitude, quite frankly. And it's this: I don't need a man or a woman or a partner to be happy. And technically, there's truth there. But if you want to live at 80%, which, by the way, as a college professor, that's a B minus, right? So that's a pretty good grade. If you want to live your life at a B minus, I'll high five you. Come up to me in the gym and say, hey, I'm happily single. I don't want to be in a relationship. I don't want to deal with the stress. I don't want to take the risks. All the excuses people use. Go ahead. And I'll high five you and say, enjoy being a B minus. And for you, if a B minus is good enough, good for you. But you will not be in the top 1%. You will not live life to its fullest. I promise you that. So I want to help you find your soulmate. And you could tell by the tone of my voice. You could tell by the smile on my face. You could tell by the spark in my eye that as I sit here today, I found mine. And I'll actually share a little bit of the story with you, because I think this story is possible. I think this story is really possible for a lot of you. But let me make you a promise. You are not going to find your soulmate sitting on your couch by yourself, watching Netflix, not a sponsor, not watching YouTube, not a sponsor, not binge watching a show. You're not going to find your soulmate. You're not going to find your soulmate behind closed doors. Yes, I will talk about online dating for you, no question about it. So I guess you could be sitting on your couch on your phone or on your laptop and you're reaching out, which is a good thing. But if you think your soulmate's going to knock on your door, you're fooling yourself. If you think you're going to meet your soulmate in a grocery store, I guess that's a 1 in a million, you're fooling yourself. Your soulmate is out there, but you got to find her. You got to let him find you. And they're not going to find you if you're behind closed doors. I promise you that. So please don't settle. Seriously, don't settle. I want you to search for your soulmate like it's a full-time job, but it's a job you enjoy. Seriously, it's a job you enjoy. Go kiss tons of frogs. Your queen or your king is out there. But it's not out there if you're just sitting on your couch at home. It's not out there if you're only doing girls' night out. It's not out there if you're just playing poker with your friends. It's not out there. And most importantly, I want to make sure you're ready to find your soulmate. I want to make sure you're ready to find your notebook. And if you're not emotionally ready to allow someone to come into your life, to trust them, to be vulnerable with them, to share the most vulnerable parts of yourself, to share the most confident parts of yourself, to let them in, to let them embrace you, to let them be your calm, to let them be your joy, to let them be your possibility, and maybe most importantly, for you to be their joy, for you to be their calm, for you to be their possibility. If you're not ready, you're not going to meet your soulmate. So you got to be ready. You got to be healthy. You got to be emotionally healthy. You got to be physically healthy. See, you have to trust your picker. See, a lot of you, man, you just treat relationships like aluminum cans, and you're getting them and recycling them and getting them and recycling them and getting them and recycling. What do you get when you turn in a can? 5 cents. I don't want you to get 5 cents. I don't want you to get $5. I don't want you to get $500. I want you to hit the relationship lottery. Hit it. But you got to be ready for it. Because I tell you, if you're really emotionally, intellectually, physically, and spiritually ready to meet your soulmate, that vibe that you give off will go out to the world. And only healthy people will respond to you. Only healthy people will respond to you. So let me give you some options that are out there that I think are very, very helpful. And I want you to have a whole menu. And please stop using the excuses of, I don't want to do online. I don't want to put my picture out there. I don't want to go to a singles dance. I don't want to go to a meetup and kayak with somebody. I don't want to go to a hiking group. I don't want to go to a church pancake social. Stop using excuses. You're never going to be the top one. Top 1% doesn't make excuses. Top 1% makes things happen. And I know a lot of you watching have had your heart broke. Hell, I've had my heart broke. But you don't stop. You don't quit. And as Steve Harvey said, and I love Steve Harvey sometimes, that's a funny dude, but there's something in him that resonates with me, and I hope it resonates with you. And he talks about get to the edge of the cliff. First, you got to get there. And I hope today helps you get to the cliff. And then I hope you jump. Sometimes you got to jump. You got to jump. Put yourself out there. So let's talk about some great strategies to meet people. Now, online dating has changed. It really has. Back in the day when I was an online dater, first of all, there wasn't a lot of different platforms. And so in some ways, it was sort of like one-stop shop. And I'm not going to mention any of the platforms. And by the way, I believe they're all owned by the same mega conglomerate. So remember, and I'm not trying to sour you from it because I think they serve a value. But remember, since they own them all, they are incentivized for you to stay single, because if you're single, you continue to use their product. Now, I'm telling you, they are incentivized to keep you single. So very often, the profiles will prop up and you'll be like, holy cow, this is not really a cute girl. This is not really a handsome dude. Or there's a lot of fake profiles, there's a lot of bot profiles. There's a lot of men and women from overseas. Hey, I'd love to love you. It only costs you $14.95 a month, right? There's all kinds of funkiness out there. However, I still want you to do it. So let's go over your online profile a little bit, okay? Here's the mistake every woman with children makes. Well, let me rephrase it. The number one mistake women with children make, because not all of you do it, is this is your opening line. And you're going to stay single with this opening line. I promise you, I am allowing you, ladies, into the soul, the heart, and the mind, and the spirit of men. And if this is your opening line, we swipe, I believe it's left. I don't even know, all right? I didn't do a lot of swiping because I'm really picky, all right? But I believe it's left, like left, left, left. This one's a hard left. You could be a Victoria's Secret model, and if this is your first line, swipe, 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 block, never want to talk to you. Here it is. And I'll paraphrase it for you. Hi, my name is Stephanie. I don't even know how I came up with that name. I don't even know anybody named Stephanie, so I guess that's good. If I did, her name would be Steph. I'm 42 years old, the proud mother of two beautiful boys, probably named Cameron and Colby, ages 7 and 3, period. Big mistake, mistake number 2. They are my life, my soul, my very heartbeat, my very presence, and any man I date must understand they will always come first. Swipe left, swipe left, swipe left. Cameron, you get swiped. Colby, you got swiped. Because in a healthy relationship, your partner comes first. Now, I'm not saying your kids aren't a priority. Your kids are a huge priority. Huge priority for the single dads and the single moms out there. And you got to find a balance. But if you're going to start out by telling a dude that the best you're ever going to be is number 2, he will swipe left. Because you're not looking for a partner. You're looking for a fill-in. You're looking for, hey, I happen to be free. Let's get together. He ain't looking for that. Not a real man. Real men aren't looking for hookups. I'm not saying real men don't enjoy a good physical encounter, but that's not what they're looking for. And if you already put in the first 2 lines that Colby and Cameron they're beautiful boys, they're my top priority, every man I date must understand and accept that, you're done. Have fun being single. Have fun being single. Because if you do it in a healthy way, what you and your partner will recognize is that the relationship is the top priority and you will continue to prioritize being parents. Absolutely. And you will never sacrifice. See, sacrifice doesn't work in a relationship, but compromise does. And there are moments where the kids' needs, the kids' events, the kids' well-being has to be a priority. But the umbrella has to be, in order to have a successful soulmate notebook relationship, has to be the relationship. And if it is put anywhere but first, it is destined to fail. I'm telling you that. It is destined to fail. So ladies, here's your special tip. I do want you to go online. Gentlemen, I want you to go online. But ladies, don't make the mistake. It's cool to mention that you're the proud parent of 2 kids. But don't mention that the dude, your future dude, has got to take a back seat. Because if he takes a chance, once he's in the back seat a few times, it's all done. I'm telling you. And I'm flat out telling you, to the single dads and the single moms, no single person is looking for a person who already has kids. You show me 100 singles, and 99 of them hope you don't have kids. So you're already behind the 8 ball. It's not that they don't love kids. It is hard to love someone else's kids. You already got a major strike. That's just the nature of relationships. Blended families have the highest rate of divorce around. I'm not saying you shouldn't do it, but you got to go into it with your eyes open. So again, particularly to the ladies watching, you probably wondered why you're bumping into a particular kind of guy. Or getting no responses. Look at your profile. Look at your profile. To the men and women tuning in, please don't put pictures up of unicorns and rainbows and a cute bunny and a picture of a river. Men and women don't care. We want to see pictures of you. Dudes, stop putting pictures up of you wearing a baseball hat backwards with a fish or a hunting rifle. You're not exciting them, you are frightening them. Don't do that. And to the men and women watching, if your only pictures are selfies, we wonder. We truly wonder. Do you even have friends? Do you have a social life? Do you have people who could take pictures of you? And stop putting pictures up of you and your ex with it all scratched out, right? All X'd out, like we don't know, right? Or some dude's got his, he's got a hand around somebody and you see this beautiful lock of blonde hair, like, but X'd out, like we don't know who it is. Yeah, you can't do that. Your profile should be short and sweet. It should highlight what you're looking for. Absolutely highlight what you're looking for, and some pictures that kind of show you in various scenarios. Now, I'm not saying because I did it this way, you should do it this way, but I give you an idea. Last year, became single again. After several months, I said, you know what? I'm ready. I'd like to get back out on the circuit. So I put my profile up there. I updated it, put a couple pictures up that I thought kind of show the variety of me. And I don't remember it word for word, but I do remember saying very clearly what I was looking for. I was looking for a beautiful woman with beautiful hair that I wanted to run my fingers through, with mysterious eyes and a smile that lights up a room. Somebody with a phenomenal sense of humor, confidence, and when she walks into the room pays attention. See, here's a secret to finding your soulmate. And I share this with the ladies. Men, we fall in love with our eyes. We really do. And so, ladies, you got to put good pictures up. And they can't be with like weird faces. They can't be with 6 other women where we're trying to figure out which one is you. It can't be where you're like, a picture from 1985. Like, we're not going to notice that you don't look like your pictures. And dudes, stop taking shirtless selfies. I don't care how ripped and jacked you are in the bathroom mirror, right? Very few women are going, there's my soulmate, right? Take pictures that flatter you and let people know what you're looking for. Seriously, let them know what you're looking for. I don't want to sound mean, but ladies, a dude's not reading your profile because he cares about what books you read and the last movie you went to, right? Ooh, she went to, I don't even know what movies are out there. She went to the Amateur. Oh, that's my soulmate. She went to the Amateur, right? She's seen Batman number 12, Friday the 13th, 55. Yep, that's my kind of girl. And she loves to play Yahtzee. Nope. We fall in love with our eyes, so we're looking for cute, we're looking for beauty, we're looking for weight proportional, we're looking for a great smile, we're looking for somebody that makes us curious and mysterious. Gentlemen, same thing. She doesn't care what book you read. She does care that you're smart. She cares that you're confident. She doesn't want you conceited. She hates if you're cocky. I would discourage you from having a bunch of drinks in your hand. Most women have dated that dude, and they're not looking to date him again. So have some cool pictures of yourself. Have a picture where you're smiling. Have recent photos. It's really good. So online dating can be wonderful, and it can be very safe. It can be very safe. Singles dances post-COVID are starting to come back. That's pretty organic too, right? You go to a dance. Hopefully everybody there is single. And it's just a wonderful place to meet people. They're a lot less common than they used to be before the damn virus, but they're coming back. And I think this is the next big thing. And as you know, I do another podcast, Bros Who Know, with my good podcast buddy Richard Yancey, and we're talking seriously about getting into this game where it's really speed dating. And before you panic and shut off the podcast, we're not talking 40-year-old virgin speed dating. We're talking about, you get some really good quality people, and in the course of maybe an hour and a half, you get to have 7 or 8 minutes with maybe 10 people. And it's really organic, right? You just rotate between some people. They're very frequently at a restaurant or a bar, so you have an opportunity, if you click with somebody, maybe to have a drink, post get together, post speed date. It's a wonderful way, and in some ways it's the best bang for the buck because you're there, you're meeting several people. And even if it doesn't, say you don't meet anybody there, it's wonderful to practice. It's absolutely wonderful to practice your dating skills, right? It really is. So things that are going to help you find your soulmate, whether you're a man or a woman, is confidence. And I'll tell you, when you have that first meetup, say you meet somebody online, here's some things I want to comment. Be date night ready. Be date night ready. I want you as a man or woman to be date night ready so that if you happen to bump into that person in that first casual meetup, you look good, right? Because trust me, as soon as you walk through the door, the guy has already made a determination whether he wants to see you. It's true. Men and women, in 0.6 seconds, this is science. As soon as they see you, they already know if they're attracted to you. Within 5 minutes, they already know if they want to see you again. I tell you, when I met my soulmate on December 15th, oh, what a beautiful day, right? I tell you, within the first couple of minutes, I'm like, oh, absolutely, I want to see this girl again. And before, we're probably an hour into the date, I'd already booked her for Thursday and Saturday, right? I'm not going to play games. I'm not going to pretend like I'm not interested in you. Matter of fact, let me share a little bit with you. So on Saturday, December 14th, it was like a Saturday like any other Saturday in New England, right? It's cold, getting ready for Christmas and all the hubbub that goes with it and the celebration of family and the spirituality and the marvel that goes into it. And, I said to myself, let's see if you got any new emails in your inbox. And sure enough, I did. I believe this is what it said. Hi, Jeff, with several exclamation points. Loved the enthusiasm. Opened up her profile. Did I read a word? Hell no. I looked at her pictures. 3 times. And I said to myself, this is a cute girl. And let me be clear. Everybody is picky. Everybody has a type. I'm real picky. And I thought she looked real cute in her pictures. Then I read her profile. I liked it. It wasn't like long. It wasn't like a PhD dissertation. I didn't take an hour to read it. I didn't care about the last book she read. I don't even think she mentioned it. But I responded. And then on Sunday morning, I get home from the gym and I go, let's check our inbox. And sure enough, she responded. So we sent some messages back and forth, and it was cool. It was very cool. Like it was kind of an instant connection. It was kind of nice. And I remember saying to her, hey, would you like to get together for a drink sometime? Really the only way to find out if there's any chemistry or connection. And you'll see how this connects to what I want you to do to find your soulmate. And she responded right away and said she would love to. And then threw me a curveball, which I loved and I still love today. She goes, I'm actually free tonight if you are. And I was like, ooh, I love this spontaneity. None of this back and forth texting for 6 months before you have the first meet, right? Have a first meet right away. That's a tip. Have a first meet right away and find out if there's a chemistry or connection. So we met at Aviva, not a sponsor, but very cool place. And I'm going to tell you, I'd already been on several first meets. I'm not patting myself on the back, but I just want to put it into perspective. Met a lot of great people, not my great person. Met a model from Russia, met a fitness model, met someone much younger than me. Hey, that was a good ego massage. Met a lot of good people. I met very attractive people, but you know what? I hope they're not watching it. Maybe they're saying the same thing about me. Good people, but just not that when you know. So when I was driving to my first meet with Christine, I was hopeful, but limited optimism. In some ways, I was thinking, wow, she's really cute. However, it's probably going to be, another kind of first meet where you go, hey, it's enjoyable and so on. Well, I'll tell you what, I walked in, and I always try to get there early. It's key to get there. Be there first. But she beat me to it, and she was already sitting at the bar, but she was sitting with her back to me. I thought, ooh, that could be a red flag. And I wasn't 100% sure it was hair, but her hair was or it was her, but her hair was outstanding. So I was like, please, God, let this be her. If not, massive disappointment for me, and I'm going to hit on her. All right, bad joke, but I'm throwing it out there. Humor, very important. Men are attracted to it. Women are attracted to it. And I kind of leaned over her shoulder, and I go, Christine? And she turned, and oh, my God. Instantly, I said to myself, wow, this girl is beautiful. Her pictures didn't do her justice. And I'm not knocking her pictures because she was really cute. She was very pretty. But instantly, remember 0.6 seconds, and my instant reaction was, wow, this girl is beautiful. Beautiful hair, wonderful smile, great style, by the way, and these mysterious eyes. And I won't go through all the details of the first meet, but we clicked right away. Instantly, we just clicked. It was like I had known her for a while. And we spent 3 hours together, and I knew by the end of that I had bumped into somebody that I definitely wanted to see again. And just to put it out there, I'm not patting myself on the back, but over the years I've had a lot of first meets. I have very few second meets because I know what I'm looking for. I know what I want to feel, right? There's no sense going, well, they seem nice. They seem okay. No, because then you start settling. I don't settle. It's one of the things I loved about Christine. She's not a settler. Now, I know some of you are watching this going, oh, Jeff, she settled. She's not a settler. And that's so beautiful. And when I drove away, I knew that I wanted to see her again. So much so, like I shared with you, I had already set up, this was on a Sunday evening, I had already set up a time to meet again on Thursday, and then big date night that Saturday. The rest is history. And I will say this, that I have no doubt in my mind that she is my notebook. She is my soulmate. I haven't ever met anyone like her. I've been blessed, really blessed, to have a wonderful relationship history. As you could tell, I did not make it to the finish line with any of them, but it doesn't minimize how beautiful they are inside and out, what wonderful people they are. Wonderful people. I can't say enough positives about the women that I've had the pure joy and privilege to have relationships with, but Christine is at a different level. And I did not think in a million years, I'm telling you, I did not think in a million years that I would meet her. And quite frankly, when I went back onto the dating circuit, this is what I thought it would be. I thought it would be a lot of 230s. And what I mean by that is we're not spending the night together. I don't want to meet your family. I don't want you to meet my children. We're not traveling together. I thought, you know what? We'll hang out, we'll spend some time together, we'll do some dinners, we'll do some fun activities. I'm not staying over at your place, you're not staying over at my place. If it's 2:30, one of us are leaving, right? That's what I thought it would be. And again, not in a million years did I think I'd meet Christine, and then someone up above said, hey, dude, welcome aboard. And so I want you to be able to find that. And the reason I say I want you to find that is because you don't hit 100% until you do find that. And you will know when you do, right? Because there's no box checks, but. There's no buts. Nobody's perfect, right? But your soulmate, your dream girl, or in this case for a lot of you, your dream man, checks boxes without the buts, checks boxes without the red flags. See, your soulmate is somebody you can be truly yourself with. You have great communication with. You have phenomenal pillow talk with. You enjoy each other's company. And you know you have found your soulmate, ladies and gentlemen, because when you're not with them, you actually withdraw. You really do. So interesting that love and addiction are in the same part of the brain. True story. True. Facts. Science. Science. that love and addiction reside in the same part of the brain. And just like with addiction, love is a form of addiction. And I'm not talking about a crush. God, crushes are fun. And I hope you have a lot of crushes, and I hope you have a crush on your soulmate. But your soulmate is a different level of love and connection that when you're not with them, even if you saw them that day, you actually miss them. Now, I'm telling you, it's not an insecure love. It's not, oh, I can't do my day without you. Oh, I can't go a few days without you. No, it's not that. But you miss them. You really do. You miss them. That's the kind of connection. So I will say this. Finding your soulmate in your notebook is rare, but it happens. But you got to put yourself out there. You have got to put yourself out there. And put yourself out there in a very, very healthy way, right? Men and women are really attracted to emotional health, to someone who has their emotional health together. Men and women are really attracted to physical health, right? Men and women are really attracted to somebody who has a sense of style, they have an it factor. Now, I'm not saying you got to all look like Giselle and Tom Brady. Damn you for looking so good, both of you. Right? That's what I'm talking about. But I'm talking about maximizing the best of you. And what a compliment to say to somebody that I'm real picky, that I don't settle, but I want you. And I hope you heard the most important word in that phrase, want. It's not about needing somebody. See, our soulmate and our notebook isn't about need. Need at some point, there's an insecurity to it, right? Need somehow says we got to fill this void. Our soulmate is somebody we want. And let me give to you this example so that you know without fail if you're with your soulmate. When you look into her eyes, when you look into his eyes, you see the best of you reflected back. And I'm telling you right now, when you watch step 3 of Dr. Jeff's 10 steps to health, happiness, and healing, I want you to look into your partner's eyes tonight, and I want you to see if the best of you is reflected back. And if it's not, you need to have a conversation, and I would love to be your counselor. I'm not here trying to drum up business, but if you're not seeing the best of yourself, either this isn't your soulmate or the flame has died. But I will tell you, if you're with your soulmate, if you're with your notebook, you will see the best of you reflected back. That's who our soulmate is. I want you to go out and find him. I want you to go out and find her. Trust me right now, in the same way you're looking for him or her, she or he is looking for you. You will see that in episode 4 of my 10 steps to health, happiness, and healing, step 4 is going to be make sure once you find your soulmate that you walk together at least 3 days a week. So I want you to stay tuned for that episode. What do you do when you find your soulmate? How do you keep your soulmate? How do you keep the fire alive? How do you keep the fire alive? How do you keep the electricity alive? How do you keep your own soul burning? How do you become the best you so that your soulmate has the best you? Well, I tell you what, stay tuned. You'll find out more. I hope this one's been really, really helpful for you. I hope my little story has been helpful for you. This has just been one that I could just spend hours on. It's so important, and I'll close it with this. Remember, we could be happy at 80%. That's a B minus. But I don't think we hit maximum level. We don't hit the top 1%. We don't hit 100% self-fulfillment without having somebody in our life to share the good, the bad, the vulnerable, the pain, the joy, and all the love. And for whatever reason, I have been blessed to find that person. Thank you, Christine. Seriously. I care about you more than you know. This is Dr. Jeff LeCure. And guess what, folks? This is your wake-up call. I hope I woke you up a little bit today. I'll talk with you soon.